Well, Spring Hills Football Club started back in 2006. Myself, co-founding member with another Tom, so Tom Markovsky. He was a very old friend of mine, and I was running what they call a goal kick program in early 2004, where I just had my kids and a few of their friends playing every Saturday morning. Until one day, one of the mothers there said to me, "Why don't we start up a soccer club? I mean, the kids are fairly passionate about it. Why don't we start a club?" And so I contacted council at the time, and we had an open day at one of the local schools. I lobbied a lot of the councillors there. They could see that this was a growth area. There weren't a lot of facilities. They wanted to try and keep the kids off the streets, so to speak, have them physically engaged in physical sport, and they found that the club would be a great avenue to try and attract those children. So they were a strong supporter. So this was the City of Melbourne, were a strong supporter at the start. Once we formed the committee, of course, they slowly dropped off, and it was up to us, committee members. So there were 6 of us at the time. So there was a lot to do in trying to set up the kids, in trying to find a name for the club, the colours for the club. So we're the Spring Hill Stallions. So Stallions is Melbourne is famous for its thoroughbred racing and horsing. So that's where the name come from. The colours came from a local primary school competition. So everything really came out of the community, and council supported us through that. It was a competition where we then nominated the name, the colours, and we started off from there. But trying to find volunteers is always difficult. The first few years, it was always difficult as a new club. Every year we try and bring people on and make them a part of the club, make them responsible for their areas, football coaching, canteen. As the club has grown, you really need to have committed people who have the skills and the capability to run, a club of this size. Well, the Arsenal Soccer School is a recent addition to the club. They actually approached us and saw that the potential that we had in this club, and we saw that we had lots of young kids, and it's always difficult to try and train coaches. We've tried to grow that competency within the club by making sure that they attend a lot of the football coaching clinics with the Football Federation of Victoria. But Arsenal came to us at the start of this year and said, "Look, we can help you and grow your coaches and get them more confident." So they brought in the program for our under 7s to under 12s, and they assist a lot of the coaches so that they give the program. There's a routine every week. They come and help with on game days and really add that professionalism to the club and try and develop our coaches, and again try and develop our players. So that's been a really great addition for us. And having an association with Arsenal, of course, the kids get excited. Arsenal came to Australia a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of the kids went up there with our coaches to watch the games, and it was a great event for everyone.
The Arsenal Soccer Schools is providing the Spring Hills coaches and players a curriculum to further develop the kids here, providing pathways to, again, develop and become better players, and hopefully become a better club in the process. So we focus from the 7s to 11s. Again, that's our core area where we try to develop children to hopefully take that next step into the older age groups from 12 to 18-year-olds. So if we can give them the right tools and skill set to develop, then obviously they're in the perfect pathway.
I got to Australia in June, and I have been on an exchange programme with Arsenal in London in partnership with Australia Arsenal Soccer Schools. We've arrived to coach, as Halil's explained, and I've been fortunate enough to coach the girls at Spring Hills and also play for them too. So it's been a fortunate experience for me to develop and also try and inspire girls to get involved in the game.
And I believe Arsenal have recently been in Australia 2 weeks ago, and there was a bit of a surprise for you. Can you just explain to us what happened there?
Yeah, Arsenal arrived in Sydney 2 weeks ago for their Asian tour, and I was fortunate enough to receive a coaching award from them, which involved me being able to be presented with the award by the players. It was actually a really big surprise and a great honour as well.
The ethos was really to encourage and promote children as a junior club, to promote them and encourage them to stay fit, stay healthy, have a healthy lifestyle, be embracing of themselves, and we're all different, and to really bring community into the club. There wasn't, like I said, it was a very remote area in Melbourne. What we tried to create is a community where people can come together, enjoy themselves, enjoy their passion for the game, and from that, hopefully, some good comes out of it. And the good that we've seen today is around people embracing a terrible disease, which is cancer and breast cancer, and we've tried to really put our efforts to try and eradicate that disease. Last year, one of our committee members actually got diagnosed with breast cancer, and it happened early in the season. And so we as a club, we as a community really wanted to support her, and she was instrumental for us to come up with this Think Pink Day where we'd all wear pink, or pink socks and pink strips to try and combat and also support her in some ways. And with the help of the Living Centre and the Think Pink Foundation, who look after women who are suffering this disease, you can see that our club really wants to promote other areas, not just the football itself, but go beyond that, go beyond our community and be part of that community.
The event did take a lot of time and a lot of effort from all of us equally. We had to source, obviously, council's approval and things like that. We sourced all of the community market stalls to put together a bit more of a community-based event. We've got beautiful sponsors, so we've been able to, have a good raffle collection of prizes, as well as people donating things to our sausage sizzle and our food market stall that we've got with our bakery.
I am in charge of the Spring Hills merchandise, and so far we're doing really good. Hopefully by the end of today we'll sell all our merchandise and get ready for the new year next year. So I think Pink have donated their socks, so every team that played home this afternoon have been wearing and will be wearing pink socks. Also, the girls will be wearing a pink strip from Puma, and also the soccer balls as well, which they'll be played, and all in pink.
Think Pink Foundation actually has a centre in 390 St Kilda Road in Melbourne. It's called the Living Centre, and it's been in existence for about 6 years, and it's a non-clinical setting that allows women who are diagnosed with breast cancer and their families to come to a non-clinical setting and do some activities. We're a charity organisation, and today is all about raising funds for the Living Centre to continue the wonderful work that they're doing.
We have a wide range of programs. We have various health and wellbeing exercise type programs that are from casual to structured, so from a walking group to Pilates and Tai Chi, yoga, mindfulness, meditation, that sort of thing, to give people an opportunity just to try different things that might work for them to assist them during their treatment.
I think the Living Centre allows women to meet other women who have had a similar experience to themselves and to share their experiences and gain support and education through each other. By having someone like myself as a breast care nurse, and many of our volunteers are oncology nurses, enables women to still have that medical background support and be educated and be guided in a direction if they're feeling a little bit lost, maybe through their transition period from finishing their treatment to their regular follow-up appointments. So it's there's no time limit on when people can come. They can come at any stage during their treatment or many years after. Everyone's welcome. We realise that there's a lot of financial strain on people during their treatment and post their treatment, and so often women don't put themselves first and access, and they can't financially afford some of the activities that we may run. So it gives them the opportunity to come and attend some of the activities that we do that may not be able to afford to do. So we have massage, we actually have a wig salon. We also have an apartment available for women to stay who are having treatment, who live over 100 kilometres from Melbourne, because obviously that's a financial strain on an individual who has to come to Melbourne for treatment. So there's lots of things happening, and the money raised today will go towards many of those wonderful activities.
My name's Peter. I was diagnosed with breast cancer about 7 years ago now. I have my whole family involved in Spring Hills. I've got both my children playing. I have my husband team manager for my daughter. So we're here all the time and popped down today, even though both of my children are not playing here today, just to support the Think Pink Foundation, because outside support is vital to someone going through breast cancer. There's, so many things that you need to be told that you don't know. Support, guidance for health, monetary, financial help, even just day-to-day, driving the kids around, things like that.
Thank you.
Our local state member, Natalie Hutchins, she's been a very strong advocate for us. She's a great supporter. Natalie, how did you get involved with Spring Hills in particular, and why have you chosen Spring Hill as one of your major support or sponsorships?
Yeah, look, Spring Hills are a fantastic club, and I like to call them the Pink Stallions today because everyone's out there in pink, and I think as a club, you guys have always welcomed everybody. You've not been a selective club. You've always welcomed, no matter what background, what nationality, or in fact whether people have money or not in their pockets, to come here and be a part of the club and be welcomed. And that's why I've always supported this club and watched it absolutely boom. But also you've been a leader in supporting women's soccer in this area, and to watch the growth from your first year to now in your women's teams is just phenomenal. And I'm a big supporter, obviously, because of that work that you guys have done has been fantastic.
Our club has 550 players, which is junior players and also seniors. Number of teams is around the 40 mark, so we have 2 senior men's, we have 2 senior women's, we have about 6 girls teams, and the rest are all from ages from 7 to under 18s. The seniors have only been a quite recent addition to the club in the last couple of years, and what we wanted to do was try and create a pathway for our young juniors to try and strive to work for seniors. And I must say our women's teams, so we've got 2 women's teams, one in the State League 4 and State League 3. Our women's team last year was the first year that we submitted a team, and they won their division. And all of our women's have come from the girls. So the club really invested in trying to attract girls to the club, and 25% of our playing group is made up from girls or women players. So when we first started, we would have had maybe 5 girls out of a club that was maybe 300 players. Now we've got 550, and 125 are girls and women. So it really is a boom area in soccer. There is a real growth around women in sport in general. 25% are representative of a club that's only been running for 10 years is phenomenal. When, like I said, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we probably had 5% playing in girls. In particular, we do have 1 or 2 who will be representing Australia in some up-and-coming tournaments. So that's where we really want to get to, is to show that our club can produce players that can play at the highest league. We start off with nothing, and that small little seed of someone believing that we can do it has created a club which is well respected, well recognised, and shown to be a real leader in the community.